Mr. Carlton, Dr. Long, faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, graduates. Today, June 3rd, 2023, I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming you all to the graduation of Cornerstone High School's second ever senior class. And wow, what a group. I have worked with most of the members of this class for 4 years now, and there were honestly days when I wasn't sure we would get here. They were my first ever homeroom at Cornerstone, and they made me excited to be a part of this new school. Well, excited and sometimes a little terrified. They have a lot of energy. Like a lot of energy. A lot. It's a lot. And I do not always understand their sense of humor. Actually, I rarely understand their sense of humor as a class. But they have always made me laugh harder than any other class I have worked with in over 20 years of being an educator. They have gone through more than anyone should ever have to in high school, especially given that their freshman year ended with an extended spring break called a global pandemic. They navigated virtual and hybrid learning in sophomore year. They persevered through a completely new set of graduation requirements. Thanks, Ohio. They were squished into a church and a mod for 3 years, finally getting a real high school building just in time for their senior year. And they have suffered some of the worst cases of senioritis I have ever seen in my life. I feel like I actually haven't seen some of you in a long time. But throughout all the adversity that the last 4 years have thrown at them, they have remained strong, determined, and resilient. They have laughed and joked the entire time. They have buoyed each other through the storms of difficult math and science classes, changing faculty, changing buildings, and even college classes for some of them. Throughout it all, they have remained their delightfully quirky, occasionally ridiculous, what you see is what you get selves. They are a self-proclaimed dysfunctional family. They are misfit toys who aren't misfits among each other, and a group that welcomes any and everyone to them with open arms. The class of 2023 has had their struggles and their victories, but now here at the end of their tenure at our school, they are each graduating and preparing to move on to the next chapters of their lives. They have made choices for pursuing careers, joining the military, taking gap years. They have gotten into colleges and universities. They've been awarded scholarships and grants, and have all made wise, mature, that's right, I said mature. Mature, thoughtful decisions where their next paths will take them. Now, before I hand the podium over to our principal, Mr. Carlton, to give his address, I just want to complain about something. All year, and actually all day, they have harassed me. Hey, Dr. R, are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry at graduation? Are you gonna cry when we graduate? Here, Dr. R, I'm gonna hug you, are you gonna cry? They are legitimately the most annoying group of people. So annoying. So annoying. So I finally told them that I just wasn't gonna come to graduation, and then they didn't buy that, because, well, I am contracted to be here. And then I told them I was going to wear a black veil to cover my face today, which fell through because I did not like any of the ones available on Amazon. Because I legitimately shopped for black veils. I have a fan, it's fine. But that's because the answer is yes. I'm totally gonna cry today. is I'm crying because I'm so proud of you. And because I love you so much. You guys are the best. Truly. And now I'm fine. Everything's fine. Mr. Carlson will now come up to present his address, which will be less emotionally charged.
Well, please bear with me. My voice has kind of been going in and out this week about that lovely summer cold that we've all tried to avoid. But also because it is an emotional group. Before I get started with that, I wanted to recognize some people that I think some of them will be here, but they are our governing board members. And those are Sheila Scotty, Jonathan Downs, David Moody, Pete Shears, and Pat Kusick. And if any of them are here, I'm not going to ask them to stand up, but if you'll just wave, because they do so very much for this school and look out for this school, and just so many things that no one knows about to make sure that we're on the right path, to make sure that that we're taken care of, that the students are taken care of, the students and the teachers are taken care of. So thank you very much to our governing board for all that you have done and continue to do. Also, Dr. Reiner touched on this. We're finishing up our second year with a partner, and it is Inspire Education. And we have two individuals from Inspire Education that are here with us. They're hiding up in the balcony. That is Richard Albright and Alex Green. And they have been, for the last couple of years, working with your children and also with the other classes in front of them and coming up behind them on college and career advising. And this graduating class, because of how incredible they are, and also through the tutorial of these two amazing people, and also the one and only Dr. Reiner, have raised for themselves, for their future, $3.2 million in scholarships. Also, just to give you a brief history, to make sure that you all are aware, yes, this class truly has been the high school class. They came to us as freshmen over in the church, and they've stuck with us for 4 years, a lot of them. That first year, 80 students in a tiny little church. The second year, all online, any way that we could get them. And try and give them some sort of education. Last year, 140 students, and then this year, 250 students. Next year, over 400. So, to get things started, now that I've acknowledged so many people, congratulations. You've done it, you've achieved a milestone in your life that you're never going to forget. We're so very proud of you and for all the work you've done and for all the people, for the people that you've become as well. But now it's time to let you in on a few things that you need to know now that you're out of school, in our school. And parents, some of these things are going to be tough for you to hear, especially because I'm going to give away some of our secrets. First and foremost, the work has just begun, guys. Whether you're going to college, getting an apprenticeship, going to the military, or taking a year off, never stop learning. Never stop. Like any muscle, The the human brain craves stimuli, it craves challenge in order to sustain itself. You have to keep it fed in order to stay sharp. Just 6 months away from any kind of challenges is going to make things exponentially harder to come back. Parents, you have to keep them going. Don't let them relax for too long, sit in front of the Xbox or anything like that for too long. Give them a few days, but we have to keep them hungry to better themselves and explore new things. Because, guys, there's so many distractions out there that want them to relax and just sit down. We got to keep them going. Second thing, this is the one that's going to be tough. Guys, there is no real world. That was a lie that your parents and teachers and I told you just to make you try harder. Okay? I'm sorry. There's no real world. But that doesn't mean that the world won't take advantage of you if you don't know what you want and if you don't work for it. So, that's one thing that this class doesn't have to worry about because they know who they are and they know exactly what they want. My father, James Andrew Carlton, battled cancer for 5 years before his passing. He really fought hard. I had the privilege of spending a few of his final days soaking up any wisdom that I could from him. I was the youngest of three, so my sister 8 years older than me, my brother 6 years older than me, so I had my own upbringing, really, my own experience with my family, with my parents. He summed up things better than I ever could have imagined with these 4 gems. Work hard, have faith, be honest, and be kind. Now work hard in all that you do. Leave nothing unfinished. Work until the job is done to the best of your ability. This is going to inspire others to trust you and to believe your word. Have faith in yourself. It doesn't matter how good your team is. I've got a great team, guys. How easy or difficult the job might be, nor does it matter how talented you are. If you don't believe that you can, you won't. Set your sights on what you want and work with confidence until it is yours. Period. Be honest. Be true to yourself and to others. People will trust you if they can believe your word. Do what you say you're going to do. Don't exaggerate. Deliver. Don't back someone or something that is built on lies. Be true. Lastly, be kind. This is the most important of all. Kindness is not only going to draw people to you, but it will also prevent countless negative things from happening in your life and in your business. Sometimes all it takes is a smile to change someone's mind or to help them through a difficult time. Be that person, and the world will be all the better for it. Parents, they've heard me talk about these 4 things every single morning and afternoon all year. Some of them 4 years. This is the last time they're going to hear it from me. So, I'm entrusting you that you're going to keep these 4 things in their ear as they start their next journey. A few other things, guys. Take time to enjoy things. Oh, I wish I'd heard this one. No doubt you probably heard the phrase, life's too short, and then something else. This is true. I remember my high school graduation like it was yesterday, and it was over 25 years ago. You'll remember this for the rest of your lives. But what you do with it is up to you. Life travels by so very fast, so don't always move as fast as you can. Make time for those you love, and fill that time with them. We're never guaranteed tomorrow. Parents, you have to keep them grounded in that concept of taking time, because they're not going to get it on their own. I know I didn't. 4th thing, Watch for and seize opportunities. This world has a way of presenting opportunities in many different ways. Okay? Sometimes the door of opportunity is so wide you can drive a bus through it. You can see it coming. Oh, I definitely am going to do that. That's obvious I'm supposed to do that. While other doors are going to be hidden behind layers and layers of people that you meet along the way. But if you're honest and kind, you're going to see those possibilities through their eyes and have that experience. Parents, the hardest thing for us to do is empowering them to take risks, to guide them, but also not control or influence their decisions. Fifth thing, always be ready. Some of the greatest business partnerships that has ever been forged in history were during a plane ride, a taxi ride, an elevator ride with total strangers. Develop a quick 5-minute speech about yourself where you introduce yourself, tell them who you are, some sort of interview situation. Include what you love to do, okay? What you bring to the table as a teammate, okay? And be sure to include where you come from. Be proud of your history. It made you who you are today. And these amazing people supporting you have helped make that possible. Be proud. Here's the toughest one. Embrace failure. That's right, I said it, embrace failure. The most successful people in the world have failed exponentially more times than they have succeeded. The trick is that they learn from their mistakes. Remember that the definition of insanity is to repeatedly do things the same way and expecting a different result. So, learn from your mistakes. If it doesn't go wrong, if it doesn't go right, change something, tweak something, try it again. Don't stop. Be bold, be brave, be hungry, and try new things. And if you fail, be thankful for the learning experience and move on. Don't let it destroy you. Go back to the first thing I said. You need to review that. Parents, this is the hardest lesson for us. And I say us because I've got 3 of my own. I still battle with this. When you build them up to face this world, you have to build them up to face the failures that come with it. Failures will come. But if you teach them to see those failures as learning opportunities, it will add to their confidence. The hardest part, is letting them experience the failure. We want to safeguard them. We want to bring them back in and let them know everything is okay. Do that. Be there for them to help them through the pain, but also there to help them process and remember the pain. Then, keep moving forward. Last but not least, always be grateful and please stay in touch. Life can take you so very far away from home with opportunities, successes, and choices. Remember to stay in touch with your roots. Call your parents. Message your friends that you're not in school with. Stay in touch. Be grateful for the experience that you have had thus far. These are some of the best friends that you're ever going to have in this life. Don't let relationships fade away from being too busy to cultivate them. Relationships take work. You will need them in the end. Parents, they still need you. And you will always they're always going to need you to be there for them, whether they admit it or not. They need you. Graduates, I am so thankful to have met you and to have you at our school. You've helped shape the culture of this high school into one of success, compassion, and fun. Good luck in all your future endeavors, whatever life takes you to do. Know that you are always welcome back at CHS, and you are a wolf for life. Parents, thank you for trusting us with the care and education of your children. Period. Thank you for the amazing humans that you brought into this world and allowed us to work with. It has been a privilege. We'll now hear some reflections from 4 of our graduates. I will now invite our first graduate to the podium, Musab Muhammad, to talk about how people change people.
All right, first off, can we get another round of applause for Mr. Carlton and Dr. We cannot live better than seeking to become better. The average person spends their entire lifetime trying to find their purpose of living. Some resort to education, others to religion, and most end up not finding their goal at all, simply becoming a slave to society. The primary purpose of school is to assist children who are still maturing in society to achieve their full potential. Do I think I found my mind exactly? No. But thanks to school, I have a good idea of it. The claim that your environment influences people around you is not an exaggeration. Not just for the people you happen to influence, but also for the ones influencing. Reactions more or less tend to dictate the type of actions we take in our lives, since they are inherently our personal currency. A good reaction rewards and promotes a certain behavior, while a bad one punishes it. When you start to see life this way, more of your experiences become meaningful, or lessons that you can take something from. As a result, you mature subconsciously because you are open to the possibility that every single day or we have to test my meaning goal, we're just going to do better than y'all. And I thank you for that. You guys are my drive, my emotional and academic goals to become a better person. So I'd like to thank you for keeping me on my scholar-like path. Monty, Jesse, Mikey, Zach, Nahi, Molly, and Yvette. I learned from all of you that being yourself is the best way to go about in life. Even if it seems dumb at times or it isn't completely appropriate for the occasion, you guys always seem to enjoy yourselves or stay happy within the moment. I don't think to this day I've ever seen a day where you guys did not laugh or smile. Thank you for teaching me that it is okay to be myself. Zamzam, Shukri, Mutaya, and Anissa, you guys taught me that being silent has more value than speaking. The less you say, the quieter you are, the more your words do mean when you speak. Thank you for teaching me that you don't need to say much in order to make an impact on others. And this one isn't the student, but I'd like to say thank you, Mom. You know, I don't really say a lot, but thank you for being the one that woke me up every single day. Some days I wouldn't wake up for school and you would still find a way to bring me. Some days, you know, I wouldn't even be in my right mind. I would come home mad and you would still talk to me. You're my best friend. I know I don't say a lot, but good job at work. I love you. About a speech and every one of my classmates, and I thank you all for being able to make me feel welcome as a part of coming into this group after coming into school so late. My point of this entire speech is that the way you react to people around you and the way you respond can shape different experiences that you can grow from and fondly look back on. Or if you were to react in a bad way, something you would regret and reflect on how to do better. The next time you meet someone, keep in mind the value that the present has since it shapes both our past and future. Ms. Welsh, I'd like to say a quote from a movie you showed us in LA. Life moves pretty fast. Remember to look around once in a while. You could miss it. Now, I would like to invite my fellow graduate, Louis McClure, to the podium to provide a retrospective.
I'd like to start by giving a thanks to all those who have helped us throughout these last 13 years, but most importantly, the last 4. Seeing as these last 4 years have been and most likely will be the most important years of our lives. First, to the parents in the crowd. I'd like to thank you all for pushing these 18 so hard to do their homework, to study for tests, to actually turn that homework in, and to just generally get good grades. my parents love to use money and even a vacation as incentive for me to get good grades. And even though it didn't always get me to get good grades, it was the thought that counted. But I'd also like to thank all of you for being so supportive and supporting everyone in what they want to do in their lives. For me, I joined every musical thing I could at Cornerstone, and my parents even dished out money for me to go to honor bands, and I thank them dearly for the experiences that gave me. Next is the teachers and the faculty at Cornerstone. I'd like to start with Dr. R, because she is probably the most important resource for the seniors here. She makes sure we always reach our graduation requirements. I told you I'd ruin you. She always makes sure we actually meet our graduation requirements, and for those of us who did CCP, even when it was only me and maybe one other person, we actually sign up for our classes and do so before we aren't allowed to anymore. For me, she's been with me since I was in 6th grade, because I was in word club with her, even though I was at an old school. And obviously, that word club didn't work out too well, because I still spelled librarian wrong. But I didn't beat Arnold, who spelled lizard wrong, somehow. She helped me, especially in my 2nd year, when I had what I like to just call my low point, in a couple CCP classes where I had no motivation to do any work whatsoever. In one of my composition classes, she even went on to look at my syllabus and one of the essay prompts and was like, I don't know if I can help you with this because even I don't understand it. And she knows perfectly, professors don't always make things clear. And she's just generally one of the most great people in this building and in Cornerstone generally, because she just kind of deals with everyone's crap and loves us for it. During our senior trip to Ocean City, she had to deal with 6 of us for 8 hours straight, making some of the most heinous jokes under the sun. And frankly, she wasn't much better, but we love her for it. For the rest of the teachers, even though for many of you I only had maybe 1 or 2 classes, and for some I had no classes with you because of all the CCP classes I took, I think on behalf of the entire senior class, I can thank you for all the knowledge you've given us and all the praise that you've given out. One of the teachers that isn't here today because she moved on from teaching was Miss A, who continues to send us letters congratulating us on our achievements and making sure we know that we are loved even when she's not here anymore. Another faculty member is Miss Alex, who helped all of us submit our college applications, meet those deadlines, and actually know what major in college we wanted to go to, even though that's still sometimes up in the air. She always is there, even in just that glass room in the front of the building. We walk by, she just kind of waves. But she's always there for us and now the juniors who will be doing the same thing next year. And finally, the least. What? Miss Page. She is probably the best band director I have ever met, and hopefully she is the best. She's one of the only reasons I continued in music, because at my old school, not only was my old band director leaving, little did I know, so was I. And coming into Cornerstone, I didn't fully know if there was a band, but I knew I would at least have Miss Murphy, Dr. R, and Mr. Carlton there with me, because they were the reason I came to Cornerstone. But she really did push me and all of the 20-some that are out there to continue being the greatest musicians they can be, and pushing us to be in harder ensembles, such as the solo and small ensemble groups that she's forcing several up there to be in. Didn't catch me though. Aside from being a band director, she is almost a second mother to many of the seniors and, again, those same band students. She always looks out for her students, making sure they have food to eat if they didn't bring a lunch, a safe space to be in if they had a hard time that day. And sometimes even just a rug to sleep on if we didn't get any sleep the night before. And with her being a mother, I'd like to say Cornerstone really does embody what it means to be a family. At my old school, I didn't really think of anyone as a family other than the 5 or 6 people I had as close friends and maybe a few teachers. But coming to Cornerstone, I immediately realized every grade is even their own little families. And even in the entire school, everyone knows each other, and everyone's mostly friends with each other. On the first day of school, I came in and knowing no one but teachers was incredibly shy and awkward. I immediately went to the back of the cafeteria and just stand there and wait until classes start. But Nahi and Leighton had a different idea of trying to figure out who the new kid was. I think it was pretty obvious it was me when I was talking to no one. But from the first few months, they immediately made sure I fit in. And within that year, the 9th grade had felt like almost the annoying cousins that you just kind of have to deal with. But you still love them because they're related to you. And the 10th grade ahead of us, who I only had one class with, still felt like my older siblings, watching me grow up and wishing me luck in the future. Now obviously I still have to go back and say that the band is my biggest family. They all feel like either younger siblings or even sometimes my own kids, because as Miss Page's right hand, they always come to me when they can't find her. Several parents in here, including the band students and some of them, saw me cry for, I believe, the only time at Cornerstone at our last concert. Not obviously because I thought it was a bad concert, but because I realized that was the last time I was going to be in that room with them. Now I know I'm going to see most of them probably within the next week. Some of them for the next month. I know I'll be back for band camp at the end of July, but it'll never be the same not seeing them at 7:45 in the morning every day as the sun blared through our side window, making it almost impossible to see our music. In the band, my closest friends would have to be the sophomores, because at the Cincinnati trip last year, I kind of realized that once last year's seniors were leaving, I didn't have a whole lot of people that I could call close friends and I could just talk to. And several of them, I still don't know how they got this, decided to call me Buzz Lightyear, because this hair was not this hair. It was entirely buzzed off, and if I had dyed it purple, I would have looked like Buzz Lightyear. The following in band camp that summer, they all just kind of gravitated towards me, and I would tell them, no, I'm not going to be your friend. Kind of do that with everyone. Now, to talk about the last year with these guys, I think I can only really describe them, other than the annoying cousins, as absolutely cuckoo bunks crazy. They kind of just fly off the walls whenever they want, and I can't even blame them for it because I'm one of them. I know that. There's just no better description for them, and everyone just kind of loves them for it because that's who they are. Now, again, I feel like I can't say it, but in Ocean City, there were several things that happened that I don't think I can ever restate, but I love you guys for that. Now to end, I'd like to just say congratulations for making it somehow, and wishing them luck on all their future plans, whether that be college, the military, or just a job. To finish, I'd like to say our class quote from Lilo and Stitch, from Stitch himself. This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's little and broken, but it's good. It's still good. At this time, I'd like to invite my fellow graduate, Mayor Gonzalez.
I remember a while back when I had the grand idea of getting a Happy Meal delivered to the school. With me saying that, you're probably thinking, oh wow, you used to all the order off the kids menu. I just want to point out that nobody should be limited to what they order. I had a fast food place. I wasn't too hungry for like a huge meal, but I figured something minimal would kill the hunger until I had dinner. But to be honest, all I really wanted to get was the little toy that comes. And I know it's just a bunch of cheap plastic that I'll eventually lose, but it feels nice having it in the moment. So lunch arrived and the foretold Happy Meal was given to me. And I immediately ripped open the box and I was opened with immediate disappointment. They forgot to give me my toy. The one thing that I felt would give me a sense of joy for the little bit of time that I had it. And they might have all forgotten to give me food. Like I said, I was really only in it for the toy. And I don't know, I felt kind of sad. Which is kind of how I feel about graduation. You anticipate it for so long that when it arrives, you feel sad. And I'm just waiting for that Happy Meal toy to arrive. But when it did, it made me feel depressed. And I know this is supposed to be a very cheerful day, and that we should all be positive about this, but I'm not sure if this is something I want to bottle for myself. I bottled so many of my emotions, and trust me, it ends up breaking in ways that you can't imagine. This graduation ceremony is something I knew that was bound to happen, but I've just tried to block it out of my mind. And to be fair, I try to block a lot of stuff out of my head. It's like the saying, out of sight, out of mind. But here I am, giving a speech about how somebody messed up my Happy Meal order. And that's the thing, I know that I'll just keep the feelings to myself and kind of suck it up. I know fast food employees generally have a hard time working under pressure, and I don't want to add more negativity to the world. There's already so much of it. Most of my classmates know me for having an odd personality, and I really can't blame them. My mind is very weird. I feel like I'm the only one who connected a silly fast food order to the day that will start major changes in most of our lives. And it's kind of funny, or at least I think so. Humor is subjective, but at the end of the day. And I know most people on the stage would probably get into an hour-long discussion of why a slice of bread spinning around is the pinnacle of comedy. That's kind of concerning. I know David would steer the conversation into something Among Us related. Jesse would probably cry by himself in the corner, wishing for the suffering to end. Lord knows what disgusting horror a spinning slice of bread would morph into when Michael joins the conversation. And Willis, he'd probably ignore me and be comment the bread, as he quote unquote says. It's concerning that I know how every single person here would react to this inconsequential piece of spinning bread. And the idea that I know all of you extremely well, and I never found that same connection with other people, absolutely destroys me. Because I'm scared that I'm never going to find another dysfunctional family like the one I have today. I feel like we've all experienced something like this before. That feeling where one truly has everything they could ever need or want, yet they feel lonely. That's perhaps the most horrible feeling in the world. And there have been times where I just feel like the stress of the world is finally getting to me. I can't recall the number of times a week where I just felt like I would just fall into this tar of sorts. And I've had dreams in which the tar would just slowly come after me, and I would just run for my life. Felt like I was done. And most of my classmates know that, there have been some weeks where it's been tough, where everything just gets overwhelming, and I just tell them, I'm done. Maybe this is it, but I kept running for as fast as I could, and these kinds of thoughts got worse as the years progressed, and they all just built up to an eventual destruction of relationships. And I sometimes tell myself that, I've heard a lot of people over these thoughts, and At this point, I felt like I was at the lowest point in my life. But somehow I managed to get up again. And there was always somebody who would reach their hand out and get me out of the tire. And it would be somebody from the stage. Because unlike the Happy Meal toy I didn't get, I know that my friends will always be there. And I guess my friends aren't made out of plastic, but human flesh as well, so I guess that's another added. And even in those moments where you see nothing but the tire, there will always be somebody on the other side. Let me tell you, if you're currently going through a rough patch in your life, just know that there are people out there in the world who care about you and love you. And it is cliche for me to say this, but it's a truth that most of us don't want to admit. Keep searching and find your people. It took me so many years to find out who I did or did not want in my life, but I'm happy to say that I found my people. Because, in this terrifying world, all we have are the connections we make. I can't lie and say that I'm not scared for what's next in our lives. In fact, I'm really scared. Scared that, I might just end up going off the deep end again. But, life can be extremely difficult, and there's only so much of it that we can handle. We might be pushed to our limits, and those limits might land us in stuff that we didn't know was possible. Possibly even tossed or even beaten to a pulp. But here's the thing, we won't let that happen to each other. On this stage, I see people who stood up to challenges most of us wouldn't dare to achieve. And that's what I believe is different about us. We always pull through. Sure, you had to give us a couple days to wrangle everybody together, but when we did, we sure did put on a show. I'm proud of how much we've achieved together and how many memories we've shared. I know many future seniors will graduate from this grade school, but none will be like our class. And to my classmates who are on the stage, I'm glad I experienced it all with you. Now, I would like to invite my fellow graduate, Nahel Roman, to close out our student speeches with words of gratitude.
Hello. I would first like to thank you all for coming today. I'm going to try my hardest to do this without crying. I just wanted to say thank you to some very, very, very important people who have helped me get here. I'm not going to look at them, but I would like to thank my parents for always believing in me and always being there for me in the good times and in my worst times. And there were a lot of them. When I had my huge setback in 6th grade, you guys helped me fight through it and keep moving forward. And I thank you for that. You guys have supported me in whatever decisions I've made with the school, like joining the soccer team, a basketball team, concert band, marching band, and choir. You guys have sacrificed so much for me, and I appreciate it. I would be up here all day if I tried to fully show my appreciation for you two. I love you guys. I would like to thank my second mom, Mrs. Page. She's been my teacher since 6th grade. That was 8 years ago. So you can do the math on how old she is. I called her my second mom because she helped me when I was sad, angry, or worried about something. No matter what problem I had, she was always there to help me. And just like I would get on her nerves, she would get on mine. I would want to thank you because you pushed me out of my comfort zone by sending me to Ohio Wesleyan and Marietta College to sing. You placed me in marching band, and with everything. I had loads of fun, so thank you. I would never have done it on my own. I would like to thank all my teachers, but there are lots of you. I'm going to feel really bad if I miss one. So I'm not going to take my chances on forgetting anybody. So thank you all. I would like to thank my dysfunctional school family. The word dysfunctional is the only word to describe my classmates. I couldn't have picked a better class to be a part of. I met some of my classmates in 6th grade and started to talk to a lot of them. Then going into 7th grade, I started to hang out with them more, with this more dysfunctional family of friends. I got to know them better. There are so many memories I could talk about, but some of my favorites are sitting in Miss Welsh's class and Michael's unfiltered side started to show while arguing with Zach. Or the time someone hit a fire hydrant and messed up his car. Or those crazy times in Ocean City, Maryland, like getting locked in an elevator, jumping into the freezing ocean with Monty. And there were a lot of them. Or the time we pelted Mr. Carlton with water balloons and dumped a bucket of water on his head. How many people can say that they threw water balloons at their principal and came back the following year without fearing for their lives? Some memories in school are also with friends in different groups. I'm just going to shout out some people. Nehemiah, Daryl, Kweku, Micaiah, both Aidens, Maya, Persis, Sydney, Amanada, Rama, Esther, Wasal. There are a lot more than that, but again, there are a lot, and I'm going to feel bad if I miss it. Thank you for making the years in school so fun and memorable. I love you guys. A lot of people don't know this, but in the year 2019, I was contemplating on leaving the school. We had just moved to a new church building and new teachers. So I did not know how to feel about it. But all my worries went away as soon as I met some of my new teachers. First, I saw Miss Page. Okay, one good person that I know, so that's easy. Then I met Miss Murphy, the social studies teacher, history teacher. And she quickly became one of my favorite teachers. So there's another one. Then Miss A, who wasn't able to make it today. She's helped me with so much in school, and she was such a great teacher to talk to. She quickly became another one of my favorite teachers. And last but not least, I met this one teacher who helped me make sure I'm here today. This lady told my parents that she would do everything in her power to make sure I graduate. Yes, I'm talking about my bestie, my third mom, my friend, Dr. I want to say thank you because you helped me so much with getting work done, made sure I was doing okay, and you were always there for me when I needed to talk. Those times in your office when I would just come in there and worried if I was going to graduate or not, crying, and you would be crying too. And then goofing off, or when I just wanted to sneak away, I went into your office and we would just talk for what felt like forever. I definitely could not have done it without you. So thank you. This is not goodbye. It's just a simple see you later. Thank you all. I love you all. And now I'd like to invite Mr. Carlson back up to the podium to begin awarding the diplomas.
And now it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. I will ask that the first row of graduates please stand. Graduates, when I call your name, please come up to receive your diploma. Anissa Abdi Aiden. Magna cum laude. Yvette Oforiwa Edu. When we practiced, they had to give them back, but they get to keep them. Alfred Bawake Amankwa, cum laude. Yes, son. Each one of these names. Zachary Andrew Boissel. Jesse Scott Brownfield. Michael Ross Bird. Montanian Nathaniel Chandler. Molly Brianna Glidewell. Yair Reyes Gonzalez. Shukri Saeed Ibrahim. David Elijah Lynch. Nicholas Paul McClure IV. Musab Kasim Mohammed. Zamzam Muhammad Muhammad. Umakar Abdirahman Bersal. Justice Ajiman Ofusuheni Jr.
Oh yeah, Justice!
Nahael Josiah Roman. Saeed Ayub Sadiq. Please join me in congratulating Cornerstone's class of 2023 graduates. And now please enjoy this video that was prepared by our senior class with the help of our band director, Miss Erin Page.
It's a comfortable now. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow. So I got a home in the crossfield back. I keep popping my fridge, still I'm not feeling right. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow.
Camera. Thank you. He agreed.
When the water rises, you know to walk. Open the crowd screams out, screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs,
It's like that feeling when you're just about to kill it. Take your last shot, you know you're gonna hit it. Something's in the air, something's in the air. Whoa. Something big, I feel it happening out in my control. Pushing, falling, and it's happening. Feel it in my bones like oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something big, I feel it happening. Oh, whoa.
Don't make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Yeah! It's been a long see you again. Come on, away from where we've been. When I see you. No regrets, it's something to remember. This is my family. All on my own. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good.
invite Montaigne Chandler to the podium for the turning of the tassels before the presentation of the graduates.
Class of 2023, please turn your tassel from right to left on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dr. Natalie Long, faculty and staff, honored parents and guests. By the responsibility entrusted to me by our governing board, Excel Schools, and the Ohio Department of Education, I hereby acknowledge that all of the students present in this senior class have fulfilled the requirements for graduation from Cornerstone High School in Columbus, Ohio this June 3rd of 2023. With this knowledge, I now declare that they are high school graduates. Let me congratulate the class of 2023. Parents and graduates, at this time, let's move our celebration outside so that we can continue to take some pictures and say our well wishes and goodbyes on this beautiful day. Thank you for being here.
Yes, it was